Hamilton Eskimos. Coverage beginning at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific next week. G-Roy Simon gets outside again and steps out close to a first down near the Lions' 45-yard line.
So if you're the Calgary Stampeders right now, you're wondering, how do you stop this little play to G-Roy Simon, this little throw to the outside? And one way is to cover man-to-man and have someone track him.
Offensive Player of the Week for the first time after 14 weeks of action. Buck Pierce has gone to the sidelines, and Jarius Jackson in on second and less than a yard. The funny thing about the Simon Offensive Player of the Week honor, Jackson off the left side, and flags down. He didn't get it. That was just his 6th best game of the year when he had 132 yards in Hamilton. So he was overdue, and I think everybody knew it. Let's join Farhan Lalji.
Thanks, Chris. Paris Jackson missed about 10 minutes of game time earlier in this half. He is now back in the game. He suffered a hip pointer on his first reception midway through the first quarter. He had to go back inside and take an injection. He had the area frozen, came back out and stretched it, and he's back out there going after it right now.
Jackson coming off a strong outing last week in Hamilton.
20 yards away from a personal best for Paris Jackson and a couple of catches. So he's right there having another personal best year for him, and that hip, a long way from your heart.
Stamps lined up offside, so it is a first down for BC, and out of the bunch formation, Buck Pierce back to the air, has Ryan Thelwell on a crossing route into Calgary territory to the Stamps 52-yard line, and Buck Pierce living up to the billing that Wally Buono gave him. Said he looks like a Dave Dickinson clone who can run, and he's done a little bit of everything tonight.
Well, Buck Pierce in the last 7 games, 1,237 yards passing, completing 73.2%. He just, whatever he's asked to do, whatever his role has become, he has done it and moved the football. 10 touchdowns. He's only thrown 1 interception in his last 5 games.
Another second and short, and this time Pierce stays in, and Joe Smith has the first down to the Calgary 49 with Brian Clark holding on.
And what this does with Buck Pierce playing so well for the BC Lions in a backup role or a starting role, and look at how well he's playing when you look at those names on that list, completion percentage, Buck Pierce leads the way. And it allows Wally Buono to make sure that Dave Dickinson is 100% healthy from those concussion symptoms before they bring him back on the field. And that's very important, obviously, for Dave Dickinson in the bigger picture outside of football, but for the success of this team as well.
Lions marching again. Pierce steps up, and he will take off. And gets outside, and that's the element that he's even better than Dave Dickinson.
I mentioned the 1 interception in the last 5 games for Buck Pierce, and this is the type of decision that he's made when he's come in the game. And while so many people are surprised that a guy that is this young with such limited experience can make a quick decision like this, see the running lane ahead of him, know he doesn't have a real wide open receiver, and take off and run for the first down. I mean, not forcing the football sounds easy, but when you're out there, it's tough for a young quarterback, and he has shown so much composure.
Paris Jackson has taken a knee again, so clearly the hip pointer is giving him problems. Last week, Buck Pierce took off a couple of times in the short time he was in the game. 2 carries, 67 yards, so he is effective running the football. If you project what he has done this year over an entire season, you're starting to look at him as an outstanding player candidate.